welcome back to our talk. Today, Josh is back with me,
Hello again, everybody.
and today we're going to be reviewing regionals as we found out our 12 teams that made it to LAN.
Yes, very interesting. So we're going to start with NA first. Regular season MVP. This is probably the award that no one would have thought. Well, not no one would have thought the award. A lot of people have shown up this time. Typical. So Vessels came third for the MVP in Pittsburgh Knights. Justin second, and Energy. And Typical first, winning $2,500. So James, we're now going to go into what happened over the weekend in North America.
Okay, let's start with the North America then.
So the first match today, Pittsburgh Knights Ghost went the distance to 7. One game went to overtime, in which Pittsburgh Knights won. Eventually Ghost prevailed and Pittsburgh Knights won 7, progressing to the semi-finals and ultimately to LAN in Madrid. United vs Rogue, whoever lost would not make it to Madrid, but they would still stay in, would be for RLCS Season 9. The first game was very promising for both teams. Eventually, United won in 1 minute and 24 overtime, 2-1. But Ghost responded quickly with a 5-2 smashing of United. In the end, United won 4-2 in a 6-game series. Ghost vs United. When Ghost went up 3-1 against United, everyone would have been like, Ghost have took it in 5 or Ghost have took it in 6. No, United pulled off an incredible comeback. From 3-1 down, to come back to win 4-3 with a last game overtime of 4 minutes 9 seconds. Maybe it's a name change, James. Yeah, ever since they changed the
They've been
name,
playing good.
it's been popping off. No one's yeah, they may have not beat NRG, but they lost them in 6. But they took 2 games with them. Something they couldn't do in league play. As you can see, in league play, they got swept by NRG. Under the new name, United is looking very well for the old Birds roster. Obviously, NRG beat United and going back up to the upper bracket. Space Station vs Pittsburgh Knights. Pittsburgh Knights coming off a hot win against both Game in 7. They had a momentum. First 2 games very close, staying 1-1, but then eventually Pittsburgh Knights won 4-2 in 6. This was the only game to not go to 5 or more games. It was Pittsburgh Knights vs Energy, very straightforward, 1 overtime, so kind of close, but not as close. You'd be surprised if I told you United did better than Pittsburgh Knights, because Pittsburgh Knights got swept.
What I do want to say, NRG has won the final 3 years in a row, 3 seasons in a row now. They've gone 11 games in the final without losing. They're on an 11-game winning streak in the regional finals.
Very interesting. The fact that I hadn't kept track of.
And Turbo now has every main award. He's won EU regionals, he's won Worlds, and he's won NA regionals now.
Okay, so do you want to head over? Do you have anything else to say about
Ghost?
Or do you want to go over to EU
Ghost,
now?
You choked it, mate. You choked it. This was your chance to make it to LAN. You had 2 chances, and you choked them both. So, yeah.
But they were very close. Got to 7.
They were close. They were to 7 on both. But
United. Imagine it. Imagine just being 3-1 up. They just lose. They just lose.
They were there. They were there. They were staring Drid straight in the face, and they went, "Nah." And E United just came straight back.
Yeah, apart from game 2 and 3, it was a 1-goal game. So a very low scoring series, you could say.
Yeah, it was actually quite low scoring. Well, we need to move on. So, EU.
Candidates for EU, we have Barcelona from 6th seed, Dingleto's 5th seed, Mousepots who dominated, only managed just to get 4th seed, Mena Vitality 3rd seed, Veloce 2nd seed, and Reciprocity do very well 1st seed and game differential. This is, you could say, a bit more interesting than North America because energy will always dominate.
It is a bit more interesting than A. But
Yeah, so the first match of the day, you had Mena Vitality versus Mouse, 3rd versus 4th. Mouse beat Mena Vitality, but not so today. Mena Vitality nearly cleaning out Mouse. Mouse only scoring a single goal in the first game. But Mena Vitality put past 6. So a low scoring game, but dominant for Mena Vitality, as you can see. Second game, Barcelona versus Dinsos. What a thrilling game this was. It was 3-0 to Barcelona, a bit like Ghost. 3-0. In game 4, it could have been a sweep. It went to overtime. Dinsos won. They had hope. 3-1. Game 5, 2-1. Dinsos. 3-2 to Barcelona now. Then overtime again. 4 minutes 54. A long overtime. Dinsos made it 3-3. And then the last game, Dinsos won 3-0. And they repeat the reverse sweep 4-3 to Dinsos. Dinsos versus Mouse. We probably would have thought Mouse would have won this. Even if they did lose to Rhino Vitality, Rhino Vitality are a very good team. But then again, Dinsos beat Mouse. They took the first 2 games, with the second game going to overtime of 11 seconds. Mouse took 1 game and started to look a getting better, making it 2-1, but then Dinsos made it 3-1, a 3-1 win. Then Mouse pulled it back to 3-2, but in overtime with 1 minute 5, Dinsos won 4-2. Going to LAN for the first time, I think, since season 6 with a new roster, James. I think it is.
yeah, the first time Dig has got to a Worlds
With
match
the new
since
roster.
they got swept by Cloud9.
Yeah. And Veloci versus Mena Vitality. What a game this was. Was Veloci gonna complete the reverse sweep? Was Vitality gonna hold it? Veloci came so close, getting it to 3-3, but Vitality won the last game 2-1. Into the finals of EU, winning 4-3 against Veloci. What a series it was. A bit like the Barcelona Dintos series. Reciprocity versus Dintos. No one would have thought Dintos would have beat Mouse. But when they did, they still wouldn't think they would challenge Reciprocity. But like Veloci versus Rhino Vitality, what another thrilling series this was. 7 games, 4 overtimes. I don't know what more you can ask for, James. This is full of amazing shots. I had a bit for everyone. So James, the grand finals for EU. Reciprocity versus Rhino Vitality. What a dominant series you could say it was. Apart from the first 2 games, Reciprocity just smacked Rhino Vitality. I should tell you who did it, James. To tell you who did it, James.
Yes.
Person who did it, Chore set 45. He was astonishing, amazing. He's on top form, and if you can do this at LAN, then PSG, a ready top contender, could take it home for Europe. I think it's the 5th time. This would mean the 6th time Europe would take it.
Yeah.
Would take
Reciprocity. I personally think they had an even more dominant performance than NRG versus Pittsburgh Knights.
No, Chaucer is just out of this world. His dribbling's amazing. Even if he has no boost, he doesn't care. He still takes it. He can still fake. He can still do whatever he wants. Chaucer is just out of this world. And he does it. And just to add on to Chaucer, the regional MVP for EU was no more than Chaucer 45.
And Shawset was
He
actually
was just
third in the
amazing.
regular season MVP with a Freaky second and Bluey taking the 2.5K.
I don't know what more I can say about Chaucer at 45. I keep going on about him, but he is so good with his dribbles. Even if he has no boost, he is so good all around the field. His defending is outstanding. His attacking is outstanding. His dribbling is outstanding. Everything about him is top class.
And he proved that. He
And
proved that.
recently, since recently for just this season, you could say, he has been on fire. Ever since DreamHack Valencia, I think, James. Well, written DreamHack Valencia and the Rocket League Summit, and now this, he has just been on fire.
He has been pretty. He has been pretty good.
I mean,
Well,
everyone could agree with that.
so again, something that we don't normally do, but Europe and NA are done. We spoke about them, so it's time
Yeah.
for Oceania. It's time for OCE.
Are we gonna go? We're gonna go to them now.
It is time for
We're gonna feature Ocean South America, the second episode.
what
I
could
think.
possibly
We're talking
be
about
the biggest upset I've ever seen.
in OC. You talking about?
Yes.
Yes, I can agree. The Chiefs. Actually, let's not go there yet.
Day one.
Do you want to start off, James?
Day one. Renegades versus Chiefs. Now,
Water series.
yes, I do want to point out that their regionals is a LAN tournament. There is a LAN
Yes.
tournament. Renegades Chiefs. What a series. Renegades took it 4-3 after Chiefs
overtime.
actually took the lead. Chiefs were 3-2 up, and then Renegades said, "Nah, get that out of here," and absolutely clapped them.
But you need to remember, last season, Chiefs didn't make it either, and they were 3-0 up against Renegades and 3-0 up against Ground Zero Gaming, and both they got reverse swept. The Chiefs being up against other teams before and still came back and lose.
Yes, they have been, but I'm saying this wasn't a loss
Yeah.
where it's like you lose a game, say 2-1, and then it's like another 2-1 game.
Yeah.
This was Renegades came back, won the last 2 games,
Yeah.
but they absolutely smacked him whilst doing it.
Yeah.
So that put
They
them
went from
in the winners'
close
final.
to
Canberra Havoc
Yeah.
then had to play Ground Zero.
I was pretty surprised about
Another
this. I watched
it
Ground
was
Zero
another
Gaming.
7-game series.
Yeah. I didn't really expect this because Ground Zero Gaming made it to LAN last season. I thought they would have continued this hot streak and maybe even made it again. But no. Canberra Havoc. Oh, I
Yeah,
just don't know
no,
what to
Canberra
say.
Havoc was
Even more closer. One game, Ground Zero won 6-0, but there were 5 overtimes. Excuse me, 5.
and the other games, yeah, the only 2 games that Canberra Havoc didn't score in are the ones that didn't go to overtime.
Yeah. That
So
shows how
if
close.
we
This just shows how close the
if I
OC is.
if I speak about game 5, Canberra Havoc's put himself 3-2 off in the series. Ground
Yeah.
Zero won the next game 6-0, but Canberra Havoc that did not put them off. They came back to win a game 7
in
overtime to put themselves against Renegades. And Ground Zero coming into this were the only team that Canberra Havoc hadn't beaten that were the big 3. They classed
Yeah.
as the big 3 as well in OCE with Chiefs, Renegades, and Ground Zero.
Yeah.
That was the only one that they hadn't beaten. And they did it in what could have been the most important game they've ever played in their lives.
Yeah. So now Chiefs vs Ground Zero. Another game played on the Friday.
It was
Well, you could say
this
Saturday.
was
Early
this was
Saturday.
early Saturday for us. Late
Well,
Friday for NA. Chiefs just
and
they were all 1-goal games, but it was
one of them went to overtime, but Ground Zero, they made this land. They beat Chiefs last season. They couldn't do it this time. Chiefs like you did it last time. but you're not going to do it again.
So yeah, one overtime, all 1 goal games. But if you look at it, Chiefs were absolutely dominating Ground Zero. They had so much attacking pressure.
And now Renegades versus Canberra Havoc. Apart from game 2, 1, and 3, pretty dominant series by Renegades. Just continue the streak. Renegade are
Renegades.
probably Renegade are kind of like the NRG of OCE.
Well, I mean,
No one really
if you
challenges
you
them.
reorganize NRN and R, there you go. You got NRG.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it was quite a dominant series. Although Canberra Havoc did take the game 4, and that put Renegades in
Yeah.
LAN. That put them to Madrid.
Obviously, yeah, with Renegades winning this 4-1, they made it to the grand finals of the OCE LAN, if you wish to say, and that means they made it to LAN for. I think they made it to LAN every single time. Well, not Renegades, because the Renegades always been a team, but most times I think.
Even their previous
Wait,
roster, I think they made it. Yeah, no, it is right. Torsos has been to
I think Torsos has been
Torsos
to
has been
every
to
single
every
LAN
single LAN possible for OCE.
since season 4. Since season 4,
Yes,
when Energy were introduced. So very good for
NRG
Torsos. Always
Renegades.
being on the winning team. Oh
So
yeah,
yes,
RNG.
but
Sorry, I said
so
it.
Renegades beat Canberra Havoc, which put them in the finals,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Canberra Havoc had to
Ultimately,
play Chiefs in the deciding game, where well, there was a moment in
Chiefs.
time where Chiefs 8-1 first game. That's sore. That was really bad from Chiefs. That was really sore.
But Chiefs got it back 3-0, pretty dominant as the game too. And then it was a few 1-goal games, apart from the first
The
3
first
games
and the
and the
last game
last
were the only
game.
ones that weren't 1 goal games.
There are 4 1-goal games. The middle 4 games were all 1-goal games. Then the first 2 and the last one wasn't. Maybe not as close as Ground Zero versus Canberra, but still pretty
Oh,
close. Then you go to the finals. Much more dominant than earlier in the winners' final. So everybody, just as we're ending off about NA for this episode, and we'll move on to EU. I'm just gonna mention Justin as he was the regional championship MVP for NRG as they won the North American LAN. Honestly, some people need the rest of North America need to get better because NRG have been dominating for the last few seasons now.
um,
The last time another team won except from NRG, I think James already said this. Season 5. Well, yeah, season 5 when G2 won it, I'm pretty sure.
mm. Anyway, so EU
Yeah.
EU was also a bit of a surprise, but it wasn't that surprising.
Yeah.
So
RNG vs TV, Canberra Havoc. The first game Canberra took, but what a smashing 5-1, 3-1, 4-2, 9-1
9-1. They got
games.
beat 9-1.
Canberra Havoc did take a
They took
game
game
though,
1. They
but that
took
doesn't
game
mean
1.
anything. It was the winners' final with Renegades and Canberra Havoc was nowhere near as close. Was much closer than the grand finals. 2 overtimes in the winners' final, but this time Canberra Havoc did take a game, but RNG were really dominant ever since the second game.
So that means that Canberra Havoc and Renegades were the two teams making it from OCE to LAN. We will give you the full list, but
You'll talk about
South
them
America, yes, South
short
America.
for LAN.
South America's regionals. Now, South America's regionals was actually quite interesting. So,
All I'm gonna talk about, so sixth seed,
third to
well,
sixth seed.
who made it to regionals? Hawks made it in sixth. Fifth were Oxy team. Fourth, the Three Sins. I thought they were going to do really well, the Three Sins. And you'll see later they really performed. Third, Ints, who made it to land last season. Lotus, I'm not sure. I
Lotus
think
came
they
second,
didn't make it
and
to
then
land.
Loki were first.
Yeah. So, first match, Ints versus Hawks. Me and James both had Ints to win as they didn't do as well this season as they did last
No,
season. But
no.
again, pretty dominant. One of the games was Brazil, one was 7-0, one was 5-2. The only game Hawks won was game 2, which we went to overtime. Very good series for Ints, showing how good they really are. The Three Sins, not again another dominant series. The Oxy team only scored one goal. Well, the Three Sins scored 15. Very good series, James. Then Ints versus the Three Sins.
An absolute obliteration of
It
Ints.
wasn't obliteration. 3 of the games were 1-goal games, James. The last game was obliteration, but the first 3,
The
pretty
Three
close.
Sins was on. They were just attacking. There was so much pressure from the
Yeah.
Sins. I'm surprised.
Oh, wait, James, we forgot to talk about the Loki versus Lotus. Very interesting. It was first or second, and Loki, as they got first, they beat second, as we were expected, and they made it to the finals, but also LAN in Madrid. Lotus versus the Three Sins. Oh my god, the Three Sins are on fire. I knew they were going to do it. I thought they were going to do really well. And oh my god, they made it to the final. They made it to LAN, and they deserve that spot.
Interesting fact. They might not know. The only games that Lotus won were the one in Beckworth Park, which it's quite interesting to see that Lotus only won a game
Like
on the
all that
same
map.
map.
And then Loki versus Three Sins. As I was saying, like Chaucer 45, I'm not going to talk about him, obviously, because it's South America. But as I was saying, how he's out of this world, the Three Sins in South America are out of their world. I can't wait to see what they do in Madrid. They may not even they probably won't make it too far, but even if they can win against one team, that's actually insane. To see how South America's developed. They've only been in here for 2 seasons, but they're already showing us that they are not not a region to forget. And the Three Sins showing us not a team that any team should sleep on. You may not think about this, but energy, if they sleep on the Three Sins, you never know. The Three Sins could be on fire. And it doesn't sound very possible, or very likely, but the Three Sins could be actually anyone.
It is possible because EU and NA, well, NA in particular,
Technically, any team could be
anything
anyone.
can be anyone,
You
but
can
NA isn't normal. NA
yeah.
isn't these normal teams. NA is not the normal teams. EU
If
EU
this, it could be
EU
any
is
team,
normal teams. Yeah,
James.
they can be anyone. Anyone can be anyone. But NA, it's been a
But
massive
I think
shock.
the Three Sins will do well.
NA's been a massive shock.
I remember when doing my predictions for this thingy. I looked who's in the Three Sins, and I watched South America. I watched like 4 of the weeks, I think, and then 4 of the 5 weeks, and the Three Sins. They may have not done too well in here, but I saw the potential, and I knew they was gonna do well. I didn't have to to beat Lotus. I thought Lotus would come back, but oh my god, they smashed it.
So
Oh, and by the way,
yes,
the regional championship MVP was Math for the Three Sins.
it was math.
He was the guy I had it on because I just saw Math. Math is so good. I'm pretty sure Math. He is really good. He used to be on Erodium, but I remember watching him. He did really pretty good.
I do want to say just before we end, we won't go into very much depth about this because you guys can wait till
Yeah.
December the 12th for that one. If you know what I'm talking about already, then props to you. The list of teams that have made it to LAN follows as so. Reciprocity, Renault Vitality, Veloce, and Dignitas, 1 to 4 in order, by the way, and that will be the order. that I say them in: NRG, Pittsburgh Knights, Space Station, and E United. Renegades, Canberra Havoc, only 2 teams from OCE and South America, sorry. The Three Sins and Loki. Those are the 12 teams that are going to be competing.
Oh, and by the way, soon we probably may have a video games on the new format.
We will have a video soon explaining the format just before we head to LAN, just to give you guys a bit of an insight to it. But
Obviously, we're not heading to LAN, but we're going to be watching it on the Friday, Saturday,
those
Sunday.
are the teams that we have been given. These are the
Soon we will say our predictions to LAN probably like the week before. But most importantly, the promotion playoffs. I think they're happening next week,
promotion.
James.
I believe that you are correct.
Or
Next
the week
weekend.
after.
So not the weekend,
It's
not
next,
the weekend that's coming up, guys. That'll be their
yeah.
regional. So RLCS this weekend, if you're watching this before Friday
Yeah.
the 22nd, is going to be
So next Monday,
RLCS regionals. And
to let you guys know, next Monday or next Friday will be our promotion player prediction. And next Friday, this Friday coming, James.
senor. But on the 24th, so coming up soon, in the next couple of days, let's just say that next couple of days coming up soon will be the Rival Series regionals, and then the weekend after this will be the promotion tournament. And then we have
So
our I do believe our 2-week run to LAN.
So this Friday we'll probably be predicting probably our RS predictions maybe for their mini LAN,
So yeah,
mini tour.
mini regionals for our RS in
That's
NA and
what
EU.
that's what we'll be predicting this Friday, and that's what the video will be about, and at North America and EU. And until then, James.
So yeah, till we see you on Friday, we wish you
Or Saturday.
or Saturday, Friday,
Depends you what
Saturday, depends,
you.
where you're listening or watching. This one was a bit late, but we were busy, and there's a lot to talk about, NA and EU. Pretty crazy, as well as OCE in South America.
Yeah.
So we've loved you listening. I'm sure hopefully you've
And thank you for subscribing.
yeah,
Please subscribe and
hopefully
like
you've
the video.
been the same. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening. Enjoy your week, and we will see you on Friday or Saturday with
Goodbye.
predictions. Goodbye.
Goodbye.